back, everybody. It is me, Carmanza92, and we have another MotoGP 21 video for you guys today. If you like this video, please hit that like button and leave me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. If you do, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all the support that I get from you lot. And don't forget the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos as they drop onto the channel. So, this is unfortunately pre-recorded due to not having internet. We have 6 weeks until our Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP contract is up. However, we also have the proposal from the Petronas team, which is 4 weeks left. But we head to Misano for the next Grand Prix. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like Motegi. We need to make our decision by the end of Motegi. So I think, hopefully, maybe, we might get something at the end of this video. You guys will have to wait out for that one. If you want to see what happens, keep watching. Misano is the next Grand Prix, and it is dry, so let's head straight to track and see what sort of times we can do, how we can get on. I normally quite like this circuit, so we could be looking at a decent weekend for us. Obviously, Marco Simoncelli circuit as well. I do want to mention that. An amazing rider that was taken too early, unfortunately, in that accident. I think it was in 2009. I apologise if I've got that wrong. But yeah, so let's... like I say, do a lot of laps around this. Obviously, there was a game out that was a Valentino Rossi game, which means you did a lot of laps. So we got the tyre test. We've got to do a 133.4 on each tyre compound. We got mapping management, a 133.8 on each power mapping. So that one's, obviously we don't know what sort of lap times these are. Tools of the trade, do 100 kilometres during a weekend. Normally doable, relatively quite easy. Clean lap with a long lap. I never get them right. Gain access to Q2 through either free practice or qualifying one, and lap by lap, get a 3 consecutive lap by laps in under a 133.6. So that is doable, I think. Like I said, I don't really know lap times, but I would have said that's doable. Let's jump straight out to track then and see how we can get on free practice. I will touch back in with you guys when we have finished FP3. We had an absolute blistering lap in that free practice session of 132.2. Absolutely nowhere near any of the CPU. That was an absolute flyer. It was on the softs, which does help, obviously, with grip. So we got Zarco 2nd, Bagnaia 3rd, Quartararo 4th, Jack Miller 5th, Marc Marquez 6th, Maverick Vinales 7th, Franco Morbidelli 8th, Brad Binder 9th, and picking up the last 10th position is Joan Mir. So yeah, let's look at the combined times. Obviously, you can see there our last time was a 133.0, so we knocked 0.08 of a second off. I think it's in Sector 3. We seem to be a lot quicker than the AI in Sector 3. Franco Morbidelli has actually made it through, so big up for Petronas there. Could be the team we ride with next year, but we're holding out for that Monster Energy contract. So, time for qualifying. It is exactly the same conditions as what we have been racing in. Oh, Johan Mir and Alicia Spargo have made it through to Q2 from Q1. Yeah, you see there I was on the soft tyre. We're just going to change tyres. We do go out in the soft for this qualifying session. You can easily get grip on this circuit, on this bike. So let's see what sort of lap time we can do for qualifying. And hopefully we can get a clean lap. Right, fresh set of tyres. We don't quite know why the autopilot takes you over the curb there, but it does. At the moment, we have 132.6. I have a feeling that isn't going to be enough. There's a lot of red and orange sectors about on this circuit, so we are just going to try and see if we can do any better. As we tip it into turn 1, we go into turn 2 now. We are down on our time at the moment, which is positive. Obviously, we have just put in a fresh set, so it's possible. As you can see there, the gap has already come down on our quickest line by 0.3. So let's try and get a clean sector here. As we come up, we're down on our time. We're looking at a 132.2 if we can manage that time again. We go onto the brakes. You have to brake just at the white line. Otherwise, you do run wide, and it does cost you time. So, into this corner, nice and easy. We are down on our time at the moment. There is still a lot of red sectors popping up on our on-screen board there on the left-hand side. We've got to go flat out through here. And again, onto the brakes a little bit for this corner. Try and hug the curve as much as you can. Onto the brakes again. Go a little bit wide, but not too much. That should give us the power out of the corner though. Onto the brakes. Nicely done through there. And onto the brakes again for the final corner. Release the brake. Drag it round. Little bit of tyre spin. And across the line, the 132.5. I think that's going to be the best we've got in this session. Okay, so good news is it was enough. The 132.6 would have been enough as well, but I didn't think it was going to be. I'd have thought that they would have gained a little bit more time on us than that. So yeah, we've got Jack Miller, Fabio, Bagnaia, Mir, Morbidelli, Vinales, Marquez, Martin, Zarco, Espargaro, and Miguel Oliveira to take up the top 12 positions of that qualifying 2 session. So now we move on to the race, and it is the same conditions as what it has been for the whole weekend. So we did manage to run medium, which is what we are going to try, and it is what is also recommended. So that is what we're going to go for. We're just going to change to traction control 4, try and manage that rear tyre as much as we can. Mediums, full fuel. Let's start the race and get on with it. So me, Jack Miller and Quartararo are on the front row. There is a soft in there and a hard. A lot of riders picking the medium. Brad Binder has gone for a hard front, which is a little strange. 2 of our teammates have gone for a medium, so I would say we're on the right tyres. As we just look at ourselves going around the warm-up lap. So here we are on the grid. As soon as the lights are out, we are a go in the San Marino Grand Prix. Clutch in. Revs are up. As soon as those lights go out, we're a go. Here we are. Do we get a good start off the line? Not a bad start. The Ducati hasn't really made it past us by turn 1. Oh, Jack Miller's touched the rear end of our bike there. Pushed us a little bit wide. We're going to have to come on the inside. Jorge Martin has crashed. Jorge Martin has crashed there on the second corner. We're up the inside of Fabio to take back that first position after a little bit of a running in there with Jack Miller. So, round turn 5. A little bit tentative through there. Go down here in power mapping 3. We'll just turn it down actually because we're on -6 fuel. So, onto the brakes. Can we get it done for turn 8? We go a little bit wide. That's not that bad though. So here we go. 2.8, 2.1, 0.3 the gap. We're going to run wide. That's not good. We're still minus on fuel, so we can't really use power mapping 3. Little lift. Flat out through here now. We go onto the brakes. Onto the brakes again for the final right-hander of the lap. Then we come up to the double lefts. Got one left to get our... Don't want to be riding on them curbs. Onto the brakes again. Someone has crashed. It is not the top 8. Had a little look back there to see who it was. Couldn't see it. Right, onto the brakes. Little bit of a stoppy. Rear wheel coming off the ground there. Don't want that, do we? Right, we come round turn 3. At the moment, it is... We are leading the pack. We are leading the group. And then it is Fabio Quartararo behind us as we go very wide. Pecco Bagnaia behind him. Zarco, Vinales, Rins, Nakagami. And Bastianini picking up 7th and 8th there. So a brilliant drive so far from them. Onto the brakes. Oh, I think we might have braked a little bit too late there. Yeah, thought so. Right, we've got plus 2.2 laps of fuel now. So we need to start using some of that extra fuel down the straights if we can. Easy tipping into turn 10. I was quite surprised, if I'm honest, when I was doing pre-practice, how easy it is to lose the front into that corner. We go flat out through here. You try and keep to the curbs on the inside, not the outside. It unsettles the bike slightly. And this corner, to be fair. Turn 14, very easy to drop the front end here as well. Right, we flick it to the left. Very nicely done. Oh, Fabio Quartararo has crashed. Our title contender, excuse me, was running in second place and has just crashed out on the second lap as we put in the fastest lap of the race so far. It's only lap 2. As I say, done a lot of laps around this circuit with the MotoGP Valentino Rossi game a few years back. Brilliant game. You were joined as part of the VR46 Academy, and one of the training sessions was you went round this track on the the R1 YZF. Lovely bike that was. Go a bit wide there, again into turn 8. Pecco Bagnaia now 1.2 seconds behind us. We are being rather conservatives, if you like, with our tyres. Our front tyre is wearing a lot more than the rear tyre, which doesn't fill me with much confidence, if I'm honest. Go a little bit slack through there. Oh, they've got on the curbs as well. Onto the brakes. Heavy onto the brakes. Nicely done out of turn 13 into turn 14. And out of turn 14, gaps at 1.5, so we've stretched that lead slightly. Although I go wide into that corner, that'll cost us time. Into the final corner, someone else has crashed. We've got a lot of crashes here today. Right, I'm going to cross the line. Onto the brakes. Oh, Pecco Bagnaia has just put in the fastest lap of the race, only by a couple of thousandths of a second. Oh, a couple of thousand seconds better than ours. We don't want to be riding the curbs like that with the front tyre. The front tyre is starting to wear as we get into about midway through this lap. Midway through this race. The gap has come down by nearly 0.06 of a second in just that first sector. So that is not good. We need to sort ourselves out here. Making a few too many mistakes going wide. That's much better. A little wide, but not enough to compromise speed and exit speed. Onto the brakes. Can we get it stopped? No, is the answer to that one. That is not good. That is going to close him down. We lost 0.03 of a second there. It was at 0.8. We should gain it by this part of the lap, though. We are normally a hell of a lot quicker than the AI through this part of the circuit. Into turn 14. Get off them curbs. Yeah, look, back to 0.8 now, 0.7, so that was very slow through there. Final corner time. Out the final corner. Rear wheel feels good. Front tyre, not so much. Across the line. Start lap 5. Pecco Bagnaia still hasn't gone quicker than his fastest lap, so that is good. Gap still at half a second. We come out of turn 3, heading towards turn 4, onto the brakes. Don't go wide, don't go wide. We go wide. We're pushing ourselves here a little bit too much. Pecco Bagnaia is causing us to make mistakes. Just want to shout out for Brad Binder. He's up to 8th place on the KTM factory bike. Or get off them curbs. Perfect break in there for turn 8, even though we were on the curb, so I'm happy with that. Gap still at about 0.5, it's 0.45, so that's not too bad. Onto the brakes. Brakes a little bit easy there. Shaded up a lot of time. Gap's now at 0.2, wow, okay. So it's definitely those couple of corners that Bagnaia is making his time up. Hopefully we can stretch it going through these. This is the strongest part of our race. Lap. Onto the brakes, turn 14. Round the corner for turn 14. Very nice. Front tyre, right hand side is definitely warm. I can see why some of the riders went for a hard front. Taka Nakagami, Alex Rins, Bastianini, Brad Binder all crashed at once. Jack Miller is now back up to 5th after after his crash in turn 1. Yeah, turn 1, turn 2, something like that. He crashed, I think. Right, come on. All of that drama. Well, the gap's now at 0.3, so we're keeping him at bay, I think, to be honest. Little Pecco. We've got 2 laps left of this race. Another shout out for a KTM. Daniele Petrucci in 8th place. Although, Petronas Yamaha, the team we could race for next year. Valentino Rossi, 6th place. At his second to home Grand Prix, I like to say. Right, anyway, back to ourselves. Oh, it's getting a bit squirrely on that front wheel. Right, we come out of here. Get off them curbs. We got 0.6 fuel, so we're going to try and save that for the final lap. That was a good line through there, mate, if I have to say. Back gap's now at 0.6. Onto the brakes. Coming round the corner. We've now got a whole lap worth of extra fuel. Oh, I'm going to go wide there. That's a shame. We had to brake a little bit in the corner there. That's going to close Bagnaia down. Oh. Okay. Bagnaia is 0.3 into the final lap. He has put pressure on us. We are struggling with the front tyre at the moment. Oh, that was a bit squirrely. Final lap time. The gap is at 0.2. Onto the brakes. Easy does it. Nice. We got it stopped for that corner. That's good. We can't afford to make a mistake. He is breathing right down our neck now. Power map in 3. Use that extra fuel. 0.1. The gap's at 0.1. Onto the brakes. Is he going to try and make a lunge? No, he's not. I thought he was going to. I think we outbraked him. Into the double right-handers. Almost double right-handers, should I say. Oh, I thought we were going to clip the curb and go down there. Power map in 3. Here we go. Let's use that extra fuel. 0.6, 0.5. Trying to keep an eye on the fuel at the same time. Right, let's go down to power map in 2. Onto the brakes. Turn 14. Gaps at 0.3, 0.4. I think we might have had this. This might be a well-managed race for ourselves. After the pressure that Bagnaia put us on. We were doing consistent 133. So, a 133 lap throughout every lap that race. So it's Bagnaia that put the pressure on us there. And I think we did quite well. So yeah, Pecco Bagnaia, second. He didn't get the fastest lap of the race with a 133.126. Zarco finished the podium. Viñales, Miller, Mir, Rossi, Quattararo, Oliveira, Daniele Petrucci picking up that 10th place. Bastianini and Brad Binder got the quickest lap of the race with a 131.8. 4 didn't finish. 3 of them didn't even set a lap, so they went down into first lap. But that does mean for the championship that we are now 50 points in front of Fabio Quartararo. I can't see why the Yamaha team wouldn't want us. But we are 4th still in the team championship. Constructors, we are 1st in the Constructors Championship. KTM has now overtaken Ducati, with Ducati picking up now less than us by -2 points. So we are actually, at the moment, KTM could be Constructors Champions. That would be a good sending off for us. So we are on the podium once again. We're picking up a lot of podiums at the latter end, midway through this season, latter end of the season, where we are now. I think this is what, round 13, 14, something like that. So as we shake hands with Zarco, we shake hands with Pecco Bagnaia. Our crew chief gets his medal, and so he should. Medal? Trophy? We hold ours up in the air, we play with our champagne, and we spray it into the crowd. But there we are, another podium. Another podium for the rookie. So, what does that mean for reputation? Are we going to get that contract? 16,500 rep. as normal, and our credits pile in there for a 25,447 credits. We actually only managed 2 of the developments, but I'm not all that bothered. That's a shame. So, better reactivity. Excuse me. Let's look at this. So 50 and 100, let's have him. 100, let's have her, because she's only 50 and she's working on engine at the moment. So who else have we got? We got 400s there. 100, but working in aero, so let's have them 2 as well. No, let's have him instead. So we have him instead. Right, so we've got 4 now on our frame. Try and get that upgraded so we can leave KTM on a high. We're going to advance 1 week. Hopefully Motegi. Proposal received. It's only then. We've got 2 weeks. So now we're at Motegi. After Motegi, we will have 1 more week. But we are waiting for that contract. They've got 4 weeks to get hold of us. Technically, they haven't. They've only got 2 weeks to get hold of us. I really hope we can get that contract. So hang on. What's the termination contract? 395,000. We have 565. We could scrap the idea of a junior team, and we could always terminate that contract. I think you can do that anyway. So if we didn't get the contract, we could possibly go Suzuki and Repsol. Or we could do another season with a KTM. It's working for us at the moment. But I do want to try and move to a Yamaha. Big fan of the Yamaha. But yeah, so our next race is Motegi, the Japanese Grand Prix. We are first in the championship with 50 points in front of Fabio Quartararo. Maybe we could extend that lead. Maybe Fabio Quartararo will take some time off us and get some points back in that championship. But for that, you will have to watch the next video. But for today, this is it for this video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you don't miss any of my content as it drops onto the channel. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video.